So this is the front of Haley's plot. There's not been much of a difference. We have our pallets with our canes and stuff in, which we found really helpful. The compost bins are virtually empty at the moment. We've got a little bit going there, and that's it, because on my plot we've been filling up pallet collar raised beds, but we'll get to that in a minute. So the rhubarb's all wintered down, just needs a bit of a weed and a top dressing. Haley not yesterday, the day before, dug up the remaining of the Swiss chard, rainbow chard. We've got some leeks in there. We'll see how they come good through into the spring, so we might have some nice early springs. The storms have hit the netting a bit, but we've got a few cabbages or collies, can't remember which ones they are till I look at them, and similar in here for in the spring. The sprouts are coming towards the end, but the kale's going strong. We've still got a few Savoy cabbages here. The polytunnels withstood all the big storms, Storm Dara and can't remember the name of the other ones. We're trying to get this area sorted out at the moment, but this is the biggest change on Haley's plot. So this was where the pallet collars were, and we had the yellow golden raspberries, and we had some other bits, but this now has been prepped. It's got a bloodfish bone on, and it's going to get a top dressing of compost and hoed in, and then this is going to be our spring flower bed. So it's going to have about 600 bulbs planted in it, so we should get a nice display in the early spring. This is where the strawberry beds were. It's got weed membrane, but we're going to cut into them, and we're going to hopefully have a dahlia and rose bed there. We've got the fruit bushes, which is the red currant, the gooseberries and the black currants. They're all being moved from this position, and they're going to go onto my plot. And where they are situated now, the pallet collars are coming off, and I've got two large posts there, one to go on either end, and I'm going to make a sweet pea structure, so that'll be good. This bed here, it needs a bit of TLC, weeding and hoeing. This bed's already been done. It's had some bloodfish and bone chopped in, and a bit of a top dressing of the remaining compost we had. This one's been hoed, weeded, and the top dressing hasn't been put on because we ran out. This is the asparagus bed, so this has been cut down, weeded, and a top dressing of compost put on. And obviously this is our normal bed that we do our potato buckets in. The orchard is going to be moved, so there's only going to be the grapevines left, so they're getting moved in the next day or so. And as you can see on this side, they've all been moved, and the orchard is going on my plot, and they're getting buried in the ground. The two greenhouses are pretty much empty. They've just got stuff in for storage. The herb bed is going to be moved or transplanted into another location, and that's it for Haley's plot. So as you can see, there's still quite a bit work to do over the winter, but the more work you do now, it gives you more time in the spring for your seedlings and getting everything ready. So I'll sign off from Haley's plot, and then we'll start on mine. So guys, this is the front of my plot, and as you can see, it's still full of rubbish, even the kitchen sinks here, but that's going to be turned into a washing area for the vegetables when I get a chance to do it. This is all old rotten wood, which is going to go to the tip. This is how stony some of the ground is that I've inherited from previous plot holders. So most of this stuff will end up going. A lot of the pallets are being used in the new shed construction, which I'll show you later on in the year. We've got our very early rhubarb crowns there from the previous owner, and they give really early rhubarb like in March to have. So as you can see, we've got this section all covered with weed suppressants. I've got weed suppressant down here, but this was topsoil that we've dug out from different parts. As you can see, it's really stony, so I've been sieving it and trying to get as much of the rubbish out of it as possible. This is the biggest change, so I've got up to here dug, and this is where the new plot looks like at the moment. So this is going to be our orchard and fruit forest, because these two beds here, which we've just prepped, are going to have the 2 black currants and the 2 red currants in. We've transferred all the strawberries from over on Haley's plot to here, so we've now got 4 years of strawberries. They say not to do the 4th year, but they had such a good root system on these ones, we're going to give them a go. But then we know that we've got a 4-year rotation on all these strawberries, so these will fruit this year, be dug up, and the runners from the other beds will be planted into these. We've planted the plum tree and the cherry tree directly in the ground. On our plot, we're not allowed to plant fruit trees within 5 feet of a neighbouring plot. Even though it's Haley's plot, which neighbours where we are, I've still had to conform to the rules, which is set by the committee and previous committees. So we've done that. We've got them 5 feet from the joint path, and they're going to carry on down this way when I get a chance to dig it. So we have, where every pallet collar is, there's going to be a fruit tree in between, and then it's going to be mulched and barked like we have done here. These were the original raised beds that we did for the carrots and the parsnips, but I'm going to resituate them like these into a line, and they're going to go one there, one here, one over that way, one over that way, one tree in the middle, but we're not going to put it next to our mature apple tree there because it might damage the roots too much, and then the rest of the trees will go further down, but they're going to get moved this week while they're dormant, so that we can get them semi-positioned, ready for planting ASAP. We've got the greenhouse frame up, and just needs a few more bolts. I've flagged all this back near enough, apart from one corner, ready for the greenhouse to have the glass put in, and also for the new shed to be built. This area is where we had our sweet corn, and this is going to turn into the new raspberry bed, because we've invested in some new raspberry canes. Even though we inherited some from down the bottom, we don't know what variety they are, what type they are, so this is now going to be the new raspberry bed. I've got summer, middle season and autumn raspberries. These are just some of the brassicas, but this year we found out that this bed, out of all of them, has got club root, which I've never had on this plot before, I don't think, but we're gonna dig all these up soon, get the bed rejuvenated, I should say. We're gonna put a load of lime in it, and let the rain get into it and let it soak in, because it won't kill club root, but it helps the plants fight club root when they get if I plant them. But I'm not gonna put cabbages here for a good few years. This side here, from here to the temporary compost bins, is going to be our main onion bed. So this is all going to be from there, which is about 15 feet, is going to be all our onion crop. I am going to put some on Haley's plot as well to get the numbers up that we need, because if you think about it, most people use at least one onion a day. Well, we do in our house, we use onions quite a lot. So that's it. That's our plot tour for the end of the year, and I look forward to doing more videos in the future, and hopefully giving you some hints and tips and helpful advice, and see how our plot progresses. Okay, that's goodbye from the Reddish Rascals.